I know if you're watching this video, you probably have Linux running in your computer, and I bet you one thing, you did not know there is this cool tool, and trust me when I say it's cool because it is like Google for hackers, okay? This tool does everything. It is like a godfather of OSINT. If you do not know what OSINT is, it is open source intelligence. It is used to gather all information available in websites and all other stuff on the internet, okay? And with this tool, you can do a lot of things. It can find breaches, leaks, emails, numbers. It can even dig up your dog's birthday. Crazy, right? I know. And in today's video, I'm going to give you this wonderful excitement news, okay? Without further ado, let's get into the video and see how it works. Okay, and I forgot to tell you one thing. This tool, it is actually legal 100%. So you do not need to be cautious or anything. It is public information that can be gathered by anybody. But this tool just makes it whole lot easier, and it even finds stuff that you can't even find manually. Enough with the yapping, let's get into the computer or in your Linux machine and see how this works, okay? And as you know me, once you're in your Linux machine, for instance, if you're using Kali Linux, this tool is already pre-installed. For example, when I go here and type in for SpiderFoot, you can see SpiderFoot is already pre-installed. Don't freak out if you're using Ubuntu or any other type of Linux distro that doesn't have this tool installed, okay? You just go ahead and open any of your terminal. All right, now if you're in your terminal, I want you to go ahead and do one simple thing, okay? Just go ahead and type in sudo, okay, apt update, okay? Then go ahead and add another command, sudo apt install SpiderFoot. Easy like that, just SpiderFoot. And when you press enter right here, it will start by updating your whole system. It may take a while, you might go grab a coffee, and after that, it will come automatically and install SpiderFoot for you. And if you come back from your coffee break, you will find everything is already installed and you can join us in the video. Okay, now first things first, once you have SpiderFoot already installed in your Kali machine, all you need to do is launch its GUI, graphical user interface. Now, if you do not know how to do that, I'll show you in a moment. Go ahead and type in SpiderFoot, then type in L, then you put in your host server. Now, one thing you need to put in mind, if you're using Kali or any machine that you are using in a dual boot system, okay, now that's okay. You can use this thing, okay, because this IP address, it is actually or normally used by the host. But if you're using Linux in VMware or VirtualBox, if you type in this thing and you go ahead and launch this UI, it will lead to some error just because this thing right over here, it is actually owned by your host machine. For instance, you are running Windows in that machine and Linux is on the VirtualBox, okay? So don't use this. Instead, if you're running Linux in VirtualBox, I want you to go ahead and open up a new terminal, and in your new terminal, you can go ahead and get in your IP address. There's a lot of way you can do this by ifconfig, or you can just type in IPA, and it will tell you your IP address. For instance, I am using LAN0, and here it is actually my IP address. So for instance, when I use my IP address or I use my host right over here IP address, it will give me the same result because I am using Linux in dual boot and not in VirtualBox. I hope you understood me. But if you didn't catch anything I just said, just know if you're using VirtualBox, use your IP address. If you're using dual boot system, go ahead, you can use this one. They all work. And after this IP address that you have just put right over here, you can put this double column and you can go ahead and type in the port that you want this thing to open up on. You can just go ahead and type 5001, or you can just type port 80, any port you want, right? Now when you press enter right over here, now after you press enter, this thing will come up like this one. By just seeing this one, you just know your SpiderFoot is already up and running. As you can see, use SpiderFoot by starting your web browser, whatever, go browse this thing right over here, okay? So you can go ahead and open this link in your web browser and it will open it for you really quickly. And right now, I can go ahead and first things first, you might want to turn this on because we do not use light mode. Come on, okay? Now we go dark mode, right? As you can see, no scans history. I haven't scanned anything. This is fresh, new as the way it is on your side, right? Now I want you to go ahead and you can go in settings right over here and you can see a lot of options, all right? You can actually use APIs, you can use IPDB or any other stuff. And if you see this type of lock right over here, you have to somehow make an account before going ahead and doing all these things. So you can see there's mail intelligence and every other stuff that you can use and might be of value to you. You can go ahead and dig up all these things on Google, ChatGPT, whatever, what they mean, what they do, but I can't cover every single one of them in today's video. That's your homework, right? Now, this thing, you might want to go ahead and make a free account or maybe a paid account, I don't know, and you go ahead and you can put your API key and start your scan. But in today's video, we're not going to deal with any of that. We're just going to do the general scan, all right? It gives you the same results, but this one, it just narrows the results to a certain specific path. Now I want you to go ahead in the new scan area right over here, and as you can see, you can name the scan, all right? And as you can see, you can name the scan. Now let's say, for example, this is a test scan. So you're just going ahead and type in test scan, all right? And after that, you can scan the target. Now here you are going to scan anything, any website that you want to scan. You can go ahead and scan Hack the Box Academy, whatever. In my case, I am going to scan Tesla.com. Okay, Tesla.com, right? It's just for example, and remember, it is 100% legal. It is public information that we are going to gather. And right here, you can choose a case, okay, by use case, whatever. And you can start from the bottom. There is this passive thing right over here. This is like the stealth mode of this scan. They'll never know anything. They'll never even figure out what just happened, all right? Now here you can go and click on this one and you can scan stealthy, all right? There is this one, investigate. This one is for websites that they look malicious. For instance, you have some type of, you think this website is kind of owned by scammers or something like that. Now this one, it will dig up investigatively, okay? It becomes your detector. It only digs up things that you might need at the time, all right? Now this one, footprint, you can also read this one because it is like web crawling, okay? It gets all the things around, all right? And you can just get all data scattered and they come put together into one sense. I think I'm understood. Okay, and this one, oh, now this one, you do everything. Everything that this SpiderFoot thingy comes up with. Alright? You do the full scan. Mind you, this one might take a while. So if you have some time, go ahead, click that sheet, go watch a movie, then come back when it's done. Alright? Hacking is actually easy. Kind of. Now, in this case, I'm just going to use footprint, okay? And I am going to run the scan now. Okay, but first of all, before we go ahead, you can see here by required data, you can see all the things that you can go ahead and search, okay? Whatever Bitcoin address, whatever cloud storage bucket, all the things are checked right over here. If you have specific things that you want to go ahead and do, or you want to go ahead and scan them, you can come right over here and deselect all, then you can come right over here and select it manually. But if you do not have anything in particular, you can just come here and select all and it will scan every single thing. You can come here by module, and I am lazy to think of one thing one after another, one after another, so I'm just going to select all and it will scan entirely everything. Now right now I want you to come right over here all the way down, okay? And you can see this run scan now. Now this thing might take a while. You might want to go ahead, grab a coffee, or do anything that you need to do. So you have to wait for a minute. And I'll just give you company while waiting. As you can see right over here, test scan. This is the name of the scan, okay? And it is running. And as you can see down here, you can get a lot of things, okay? The internet name, the email addresses, you can get the domain whois, and you can get the domain register, domain name, like everything is here. Raw data from RIRs or APIs and all that thing, public code repository, and every other thing. So this one might take a while and you might want to wait. So you can see here total things scanned, unique things, okay? The status is still running. There's 7 errors actually. You don't get everything. Some things are kind of private, okay? So I'll catch you up when this thing is done, or at least when I think there is enough information so that we can talk about, even if it's not done yet. Well, it has been like 2, 3 minutes, and I think whatever we have right here, it is enough. And you can see a lot of things are coming in. It is already on 444 right over here, and 43, I mean 443, 46, and it's still going on. I am tired of this stuff, right? Like, I don't want it to continue running. So right now we can go ahead into our summary and we can see all the things that we have found right over here. You can see there's the domain name, human name, internet name. Now this is actually crucial for the red teamers. For instance, you want to know better about your target, okay? You want to know almost everything about your target. It might be helpful or handy when you start compromising it. This is for penetration testers, guys. We do not teach black hat hacking. Okay, with that being said, so you can go ahead and you can see the internet name and all other stuff, all right? Now, in this case, I'm just going ahead into the email addresses and see what types of email addresses are here. The first email address we can see here, it is nasales@tesla.com, and you can see there's a whole other stuff of email addresses available. You can see there is elon@tesla.com. Okay, that's good. So right now you can go here into your correlations. You can see there is no correlations. If the scan is still running, please reload once it has completed. Now, as you can see, this thing, it is still running. For instance, you can see right over here, the test scan, it is still running. That's why it hasn't shown any colorations. But if the test scan is already done, you can come right over here and you can refresh it. It will show you the colorations. If you do not know what that is, let your scan complete running and you can refresh here and you can see what they are. Okay, in this video we're not going to talk about them because it's time wasted. And we can go here to browse, and here in browse you can see a lot of things. All right, as you can see here, there's affiliate email address, there's affiliate internet name, and a whole lot of stuff. All right, so you can see here there's email addresses, http headers, and all that stuff. Now let's see, you can see there's a human name. Okay, human names are found. There's Philip Bragg, whatever, Harrison Henry. Now you might want to, think twice. Maybe these are some of the employees, managers, or any other staff. Okay, it can be the management of the Tesla company. All right, and suit yourself in whatever website you're scanning. Maybe it's your website, or maybe it's someone else's website, because there's no restriction in this. It's actually public stuff. Okay, all the things that are gathered publicly, something like that. Now, right over here, you can come into your scan settings and you can see there's a lot of things. Internal ID, the target, it is Tesla, started at this time, whatever. Okay, completed, not yet the status, it is still running, and all other stuff just going on. You can come right over here to the logs and you can see a lot of things. All right, here is your log, all the things it has found or something like that. Now, one thing you might notice that I skipped this graph thingy right over here. Okay, this graph thing, it is actually great if you know how to use it for pen testers actually. So if you click on your graph thing right over here, you can see here is your graph thing. Okay, you can zoom in or you can zoom out or stuff like that. Okay, now let me zoom out for instance. Okay, you can see this red dot over here. This, it is tesla.com. Okay, now here are all the things that are either directly or indirectly connected to tesla.com. So one thing first, as you can see, this thing right over here, it is actually connected directly to tesla.com. Okay, you may go ahead and see all these things over here. You might find some GitHub repositories, you might find some IP addresses and stuff like that. All right, now this is actually good, and some of the IP addresses are directly connected to Tesla.com. Okay, Nazak Limeko, I think this one is a username or something like that, and you can see here is a gateway service, whatever key, right? Now, if you go ahead and find any IP address that is directly connected or indirectly connected to Tesla, that's actually good because of one thing. You can target that IP address, and trust me, if you target a certain IP address that it is directly connected to Tesla, you get access to Tesla.com. Crazy, right? I know. It seems a little bit sketchy, but it is easy, kind of. Now, as you can see, for instance, here's your thing that you want to target, right? This thing is connected to this thing right over here. And this thing right over here, it is connected directly to Tesla. And as you can see, this thing right over here, maybe it is a Fuka, whatever, this is a cloud, all right? Now, if you target this thing right over here, let's say it's an IP address. You target this thing right over here, you gain access to this thing right over here. That's called pivoting in hacking, all right? You gain access to one thing, then you start pivoting. It's like doing the network stuff using Nmap or tools like that. So you gain access to one system that's in the network and you start pivoting, or you can say pivoting, all right, around to other devices through that same device actually. So that device become like your gateway key or your way in, okay, your door in. So you can go ahead and do all that stuff, all right? Now enough with the yapping. You can go ahead and do a lot of things, and the best part is you can just download this thing. So you can just export this data into your internal system. Like you can download it and you can access it whenever time you want to. Maybe for instance, if you're doing a pen test or something like that, right? Now, with that being said, so this thing is still running, and as you can see, it has found 685 things, all right? Now, if you want to stop this thing, actually, you have to come right here into your thing, and as you can see, it is still running and it's getting all this stuff from Tesla. So if you want to stop this thing, as you know, all you need to do it is Control C, and it will cut the crap. All right, so when you come back right over here, you might find, okay, there's error because I have stopped this thing. If I refresh, maybe it won't even reload this thing because I have canceled this connection in my terminal right over here. And as you can see, that kind of makes it the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it is helpful. And don't freak out yet. I know you people want real hacking, and this is real hacking. If you already know, or if you have already watched my previous videos, I have always been telling you one step, or the first step in hacking, it is reconnaissance. If you don't know what reconnaissance is, it is actually gathering information that are publicly available on the internet. Okay, and this is the first step when you want to hack something. So it is really helpful. You might want to put this in mind because SpiderFoot is the godfather of OSINT. Okay, it can be anything. All right, you can just go ahead and scan anything. All right, any website, any username around on the internet, and you can find all public available things that might be helpful. So with that being said, so I want you to go ahead, subscribe to the channel, like the video if you found it helpful. You can leave a comment or not if you don't want to, it's okay, okay? But just make sure you like, share it with friends and families. And right now you might want to go ahead and watch either one of these two videos on screen right now because it might actually be helpful to you. I suggest to you, you watch this video right over here on my right hand side, okay? Because this video I showed you exactly how you can gain access to a Windows 10 computer. Crazy, right? Go watch it, like also, and if this video didn't make you to subscribe, I'm pretty sure that video will. Get you in the next one. Cheers.